He's already it's up there.
I haven't been there for a while, but.
Really?
Alright.
Wait, did you go to the one in Arlington or which one?
A&M is in College Station.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. One in Arlington is part of UT.
Part of UT, okay.
It's a good school too, I guess. So I'm Megan, and this is Jessica back here. We're with Foundation for Choice. So as it says, it's a college prep mentoring program, and so we're just here to talk to you a little bit about this program that we're going to offer at your school for next year. How many of y'all are sophomores right now? Okay. How many juniors?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right. So first I'm going to talk to you, I'm just going to kind of explain the application process and kind of what the goals of the program are, and then we'll go into like what we actually do in the program and what you would actually do in a meeting with your mentor. So basically, we've already kind of started the process. The teacher recommends a student for the program by filling out a referral form. I don't really have that, but and then we'll send out an application packet, and I do have those with me. I'll give you all of y'all one of those after the presentation. It'll have information on the program, the actual application, and then information for your parents too, just so they know what it is that they're signing. And then after we get your applications back, at the beginning of next year, I'll come here again and I'll interview each and every one of you. It's really easy. Everyone will get the same questions. It's just so we can kind of get to know you a little better. And then that's kind of how we pair you up with a mentor. So based on similar interests and things like that. And then we match you with a mentor, and then you can start meeting with them for the school year. So some of the goals of the students in the program. We want you to be able to go on college visits with your mentor, especially if like one of your parents can't go with you. If it's somewhere that's in the area, we can arrange that for you. We can also help cover application fees and other fees associated with your college applications. We also go over like the SAT fee waiver and other fee waivers that you might be eligible for. We'll also help you complete FAFSA. We have a FAFSA fun day because it's a super fun process. And then we'll also go over some basic job training. We do mock interviews. We'll have, I'll explain a little bit more in a minute, but we'll actually pair you up with a local business, and you'll get to have phone calls with them and actually do a career shadow and kind of follow someone around at their job for a couple hours. Let's see. Provide real life career skills awareness and development. So a big part of the program too is like we're helping you with the college process, but it's also to kind of teach you some things that you don't really learn in school, like that you're not going to learn in math class or history class. So we'll teach you job skills and how to put together a resume and how to send a professional email and things like that. And then it's also just about, you know, your mentor will be a source of support and guidance for you throughout this whole process. So it's just someone else that you can go to when you have questions, because no one really knows what they're doing in this process. I definitely didn't. So this is how the mentoring program is set up. So it's set up into 3 9-week periods. So for the first 9 weeks, we're working mostly on college applications. The curriculum is going to be a little bit different for juniors and seniors, since the seniors are actually going to be applying, but as juniors, you won't be applying yet. So there will be a little bit of difference there, but just some of the things we'll go over is, like I said, fee waivers, help with your admissions essays if you need help with that. You know, making sure that you're getting letters of recommendation, all your test scores, transcripts, even, so we don't offer tutoring, but if you need help in a class, I mean, like anything, basically anything that you need help with or have questions about, let your mentor know, and we can probably help you out with it. And then we also, financial aid, like I mentioned, FAFSA, scholarships, loans. We'll kind of go through all of that with you and talk about what's the difference between a loan and a grant and a scholarship and all that stuff that's just really confusing and overwhelming when you first start thinking about it. The second 9-week project is can y'all read this? Is the research at business project. So like I said, we'll pair you up with a business based on your career interests. So another thing that we do the first 9 weeks that I forgot to mention is you'll do like a career interest survey that might tell you what you already know that you're interested in, or it might come up with something completely different. So it's always kind of interesting to see like the results of that. So you'll do research on the business once we pair you up. You'll have a couple phone calls with them where you ask them questions about job skills, challenges that they face, like handling conflict. You'll also get to do a mock interview where it would be like if you were applying for a job at that company, which is kind of cool. We'll do a strength and weakness assessment, and then that project ends in a career shadow, and you also get to make a presentation for the business and just kind of put together everything that you learned throughout the process and show that to them while you're at the career shadow. Let's see. And then the third project is a create your own business project. So you've just kind of gone through the research part and learning from your business and seeing kind of how everything works there. So then you get to be creative and come up with your own business. And it doesn't have to be related to the type of company that you did for the research project. It can be anything. So you'll come up with a business plan. We'll talk about like what is profit. We'll learn more problem solving skills. We'll do a SWOT analysis. Does anyone know what that is? I didn't either until recently, but it is an assessment of strength, weakness. The O is opportunities, and then what does the T stand for?
Threats.
Threats. Oh yeah. Okay. So we'll do a little analysis on that for your business, and of course we'll explain what that is, and then just some more research on business and decision-making skills. And then this one's just kind of throughout the whole year. So throughout this whole process, we'll always set aside time for a scholarship search, because that's really important. Let's see, we want you to be able to get as much of your college paid for as possible, so that you're not having to work to pay for it, your parents aren't having to take out loans to pay for it. We want to help you out with that as much as possible. And there are so many scholarship resources out there. We also give out scholarships through our organization to the seniors if you complete the program, so that's another kind of incentive. But yeah, towards the end of the year, we can do the college visits, we'll kind of do some more research on your schools, like what organizations they offer, what is housing like, comparing costs, just everything like that. That'll be kind of dispersed throughout the program. So some more of the goals, just things that we want to help you with, that your mentor can help you with. We want you to improve your GPA, of course, graduate on time. Of course, the number one goal is to get into college, and to get into the school that you want to go to. Again, scholarships, the career guidance and job training, workplace skills, building your resume. Because believe it or not, even if you don't work right now, any extracurricular activities that you're involved in, community service, like there's so many other things that you can put on a resume, so we'll help you with all of that too. And just improving your communication skills in general. So this is just a little bit on the research and business project. These are actual pictures of our students from like a couple months ago. So this is Mikkel. He goes to school in Plano. He wants to go into IT, so we matched him up with Renna Center. And this was his kind of business partner mentor, Jason, and he's an IT developer. This is Paola. We paired her with an engineering company. She wanted to go into engineering, but she didn't know, she didn't really know about the different types of engineering, so she got to learn a lot about that throughout that process. And this is another student, Kevon. He is very into dance and choreography, and so we paired him with the Plano Children's Theater. So, I mean, pretty much anything that you're interested in, we can find a company here that does that and get you paired up with them so you can learn more about it. So before I get to questions, I kind of skipped the actual, meeting with your mentor would be every week for about 45 minutes to an hour, and that's when we cover all the stuff that I mentioned earlier. So it's weekly meetings, so you just have to be willing to meet with them for a week, but it's really cool. All of our mentors are awesome. Yeah, that's an overview of the program and kind of what our goals are. Questions? Yes.
What did you major in?
I majored in chemistry.
In chemistry?
Yes.
So do you have a bachelor's and master's? Do you have
I have a bachelor's in chemistry and a master's in counseling. I kind of went the other way. Yes.
When we meet with our mentors, would it be when we are available, or would they have like a certain time for us?
Kind of both. I mean, it'll have to work with both of your schedules. But so scheduling meetings is kind of up to you and the mentor. Like, we're not going to say that everyone has to meet on Tuesdays at noon, because you probably realistically can't do that every Tuesday at noon. So it just is up to you and your mentor to schedule it. Preferably, like, it needs to be at school, if at all possible. And our mentors know that. So, and they're of course aware of the weekly meetings and that it goes for the school year. So they're definitely going to be committed to it. I know you'll have to have more questions than that. No? Have any of y'all thought about, or I guess for the sophomores, have you thought much about college yet? Or are you still just kind of, it's there but haven't really started it yet? Yeah? Uh-huh.
How many juniors have taken the SAT or ACT? Okay, cool. Awesome.
Have any of the sophomores signed up for it? Don't be scared, take it early.
So the district pays for the juniors to take their SAT for free, and then when they become a senior, then the district pays for them to take their SAT. But guys, you guys know that typically during second semester, so around now, the juniors can start registering for the SAT if you want to take it early. You get two free waivers, but let's say that you use one now. That means you used one, so that means you have one for next year. However, you also have 2 free waivers to take the ACT as well your senior year. So that's 3 times to take this test if you decide to take it this year as a junior. Does that make sense? So it looks like the rest of the times or the rest of the dates left are over the summer. So if you want to go ahead and at least just get a feel of the test, you can go ahead and register for that now.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend taking it multiple times. Those tests are and for y'all who have taken it, those tests are like, half of the trick is just learning how to take the test. It's not even about the material on it. So taking it once to figure out how to take it and figure out how you need to manage your time during the test is so important. And you can probably honestly increase your score at least a little bit without studying any more in between, just because you know how to take it. You definitely should study more in between, and then you can increase it even more. But half the battle is just learning how to take the test and how to manage your time during the test.
I have a question. If the students get paired with a mentor, what if they don't like that mentor? Are they able to switch and get another one, or do they have to just thug it out with them, or like how does that work?
No, absolutely. So we'll have on your student applications, there's questions about kind of like, what are you interested in? What are your hobbies? We even ask, like, what kind of mentor do you want. So like you can tell us, I want a mentor who likes Star Wars or something, I don't know. Like you can tell us anything that you want from a mentor. And we can try to kind of match you up like based on what you want. There's also just questions about, like I said, hobbies, kind of like personality questions. So like if you could have a superpower, what would it be and why? And we ask those questions to the mentors too. And so using the applications and your interviews, we can hopefully find a really good match for you, and it'll be really easy for you to get along with your mentor. If for some reason you don't like your mentor or you don't get along with them, let us know right away. Don't feel like you're stuck with them. Don't just avoid meeting with them. Just let us know as soon as possible, and we can always pair you with someone else, because we want you to be comfortable and we want this to be beneficial to you. Like we don't want to waste your time. So, of course, if there's any issues, just let us know as soon as